And I remember Rick even saying, like, before we were engaged, I always wanted a wife who could cook. Hello, I'm Kristen. I am a police wife of 9 years, and I'm so excited that you're here to talk about how to make a cop fall in love with you. Now, I hope that you are here for the right reasons, so I just want to cover my basis on there as a police wife. Hopefully you've been dating an officer and maybe you're waiting on him to pop the question. And so I'm going to address some things that I feel like helped us to get to that space when we were dating. I do want to clarify that I dated my officer for 10 years on and off before we officially got engaged. Maybe that isn't hopeful for you, but we met when I was 17. We both moved around for college and university and jobs. So it just took us some time to get there, and we never regret our journey because it got us here, and we have been happily married now for 9 years, almost 10 this spring. So hopefully that still gives you some inspiration. I'm going to give you some practical tips and takeaways from this video to help you to get to that space where you feel like you are ready. You're ready for this officer you've been dating to fall in love with you, and these are my tips for getting him to fall in love with you and getting him to maybe pop that question if you are waiting on that. I actually have a police wife devotional which goes through even my dating journey of those 10 years and wife life. I have stories from my life, and then I also have Bible verses and prayers in there, and I will link that below. I'm also starting my first course that is for police girlfriends and police wives that will help to address any kind of resentment or loneliness issues that you might be having and how I kind of got out of that. It will help you, and I will start that in January, but look for a link below to sign up for that. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say is that Rick my husband now, had to be ready for that space in his life. I believe he loved me before he popped the question, but like in order to be ready for marriage, he wanted to be financially ready and stable. Like I think he was looking for both of us to be stable, but financially able to care for the family was really important for him. So if you're dating someone and he's just starting out, he's just going through the police academy or something like that, maybe he's not in that mindset space of stability to really pop the question or something like that. So I just wanted to ask you to give him some time. I think that because of that, we have to be in it for the long run. So if we're wanting to marry this person, we love this person, we have to make sure we see this as a lifetime. So if you had to wait a year for him to ask you to marry him, then wait the year, because as long as you're together and you're happy and you're supporting each other, you're building that foundation that you will need for marriage. And so I feel like once I actually calmed down and I didn't care about marriage as much, that's when Rick asked me. I hate saying that, but I just want to admit it out loud to you. So just remember that you're in it for the long run if you are looking for that. So how do you actually make this person fall in love with you? I think that for Rick, he was looking for someone that was loyal and respectful in a relationship. And I think we always did know that about each other. And that is always something that's been so important for both of us. And you show that by respecting each other's boundaries, cheering each other on, really being loyal to each other and prioritizing each other. It took us time to get there where we really prioritized each other over friends, over even other family, where we were like each other's top priority. I think that's really important to develop over time. And it takes time as you trust each other, right, to get there in a relationship. But you can start first by showing that, and then, you know, you're earning that back from your partner in a relationship, I believe. Okay, the next thing that I see a lot just from my husband's friends who are dating is that they date women with a lot of drama, and that is not good. Like that's a major turnoff. So in general, police officers have a lot of drama at work, and so they're looking for someone who is calm, cool, and collected. And I am not always all those things. Like I have anxiety or whatever. I have my issues, but I think overall, like Rick will tell me, like if he needs me to take care of something, or he can depend on me to get it done and not be like super stressed about it. And I don't really have a lot of drama in my own life. Like there's not a lot going on. I don't really like feed into it or create it out of nothing. And so That's really important for them to like have a calm, cool, peaceful life with the person that they're dating or their spouse. So just remember that if you have a lot of drama in your life, to kind of find ways to clear that out, whether you need to like see a therapist or you have friends that cause a lot of drama and you need to get some boundaries and space from them, then do that. And I do feel like I did that over time. It takes time and confidence in yourself to do that. So the next thing that you will hear a lot about this life is that you have to be flexible. So we have to be flexible when it comes to the schedule, when it comes to our needs. So it's tough because your boyfriend's schedule is going to be kind of chaotic. They might have unexpected overtime, mandatory overtime, court that just kind of pops up wherever it wants. And so you might have a date scheduled and then they get mandatory overtime, and it is such a letdown, and I totally get that. But we kind of need to roll with it. This is their career and it's going to be there for a long time, and we have to recognize that it's upsetting for them too. They don't want that either, and be in it with them. So it's not just about flexibility, but like the understanding of that just coming with this lifestyle is really important. One thing that Rick told me when we were just dating, I guess, and he was like, I really need you to support my career. And I know I've told that before, but I really remember that as this important moment for us. As I was like, yeah, sure, like of course I can do that. I think what he meant, like thinking back and having grown since then, is like not just supporting it, like being flexible and that kind of stuff, but also like defending it and understanding of all of the things that come with it. So there are some quirks and some unique things that I joke about on my Instagram page. Definitely check it out. If you haven't, I'll link that below as well, at Heels and Holster. I post like funny reels of all the quirks, so you can go there and check it out. But there are some little quirks that you just have to learn along the way and ask questions and be flexible about. And that's what he meant back then, but I said yes, not really knowing what those were until I was in it. And so just know you're gonna have some ups and downs as you kind of figure those things out. But being open to it and choosing like your boyfriend or your spouse every day, that's what we believe. Like every day we're consciously choosing each other and to support each other, even if sometimes it gets tense when you're still trying to understand things. So the next thing that I have seen as a common theme among the girlfriends and wives who I am, and also other friends of Rick's who are cops who they date, I have seen them date people with traditional values. So most of us are like the primary caregiver to our kids. Most of us do a lot of homemaking, so we do most of the cooking in the house and clean our home. Maybe some people have a housekeeper like once a month or something, but we don't. I clean the house. It's not perfect, but I do my best. And we do, like I said, most of the cooking. I drop my kids off at school, pick them up almost every day except for one day when Rick can do it. So we take on a lot of that. And I remember Rick even saying, like before we were engaged, I always wanted a wife who could cook. And it's like just those little things. I mean, maybe that's a love language thing, but I do think taking care of those things that they don't have to worry about is really, really nice for them. And I like it. Like I like being primarily responsible for our kids. I like cooking. So I like holding this role. So if that isn't something that comes natural to you, it may totally still work out if you have a full-time job that prohibits you from being flexible and being that primary caregiver or homemaker. It's totally fine, but I do see this as a common theme, so I thought I would bring it up. I remember talking to one of Rick's friends' wives who said like she actually always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and she told her fiance then, or person she was dating then, who was an officer, that she wanted to stay home with the kids and she needed him to make enough money and for them to live somewhere and for him to provide for them, right? So that she could do that. And I think that's something that's so important to think about as you are moving forward. I hope that these gave you some ideas on how to make a cop fall in love with you and maybe pop that question. I know it's a tough time when you're dating and you're just like waiting for that, but hopefully these give you some good ideas. Don't forget to check out, I have free resources on my blog. I'll link that below. I have the course coming up that you could sign up for if you want to learn more about what it means to date a police officer or be a police wife. And I have my book as well, linked below. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. This will be the last video of my Dating a Cop series, and the next few will be on being a police wife and police wife struggles. So I hope to see you in the next video. Have a great day.